So you know that's cap. That's cap. So you know that's cap. That's cap. Go live, baby. We are here. Let's do it. All right. Hello to everybody on live. You know what time it is. Go ahead and tell me where you're from. Shout out where you are from. I would love to know where you're tuning in. It is a Saturday night. Why are y'all inside talking to me? You should be outside dating. All this information I gave y'all, and y'all are inside? Go outside. I'm playing. Stay inside. Let's hang out. Stay a while. Portland, Oregon, LA, Philly, Australia. Australia. Dating is bunk? Bunk. What does bunk mean? First time here, you're new here? Well, welcome. This is Xavier's Lair. This is where we learn about dating and relationships, and we ask all the crazy questions, if you want, especially if you want to know about the way that narcissists or guys think. Also, make sure that if you want to get a session in before the end of the year, make sure you send me a DM with the word #ready. If you want to join my exclusive group where we go into deep dive details every week. You're new too? To all the new people, welcome. Stay a while. This is where you learn about dating. This is one of the best places to learn about dating, period, and about relationships and how to do it right. Good to see y'all on Instagram, TikTok. Let's see. All the new people, welcome, welcome. Dang, there's so many new people. Instagram doesn't even point me to my followers anymore. Now it's Instagram and TikTok, they just point me to new people all the time. I must be on the For You page. That's how you know we're hot. We're hot on the For You page. How to date over 50. I mean, same way, right? I think that it's kind of, who's more straightforward? That's kind of a broad question. What are you looking for? You want a relationship? You want to be married? You want children? Like, I think it's more depending on what goals do you have, right? That'll help the dating situation a lot. Because when you don't know, when you don't know what you're looking for, that makes it more complicated because then there's no direction. Having direction is one of the best ways to get into this dating game. And I see a lot of people get into dating and they don't have direction. They don't know what they want. They're not solid on something. They don't even know themselves very well, right? They're not secure in themselves. We got to start working on that, right? That'll help a lot. How to know if a guy is the one for me? Because you can love him no matter what. Nothing he does is bad enough for you to walk away, but in a healthy way. Not something that destroys you, right? Because that does not mean, don't take that and say, oh, okay, well, if he destroys me and I'm still here, there's a difference between I'm willing to love you through just about anything and I put up with a lot because I don't love myself or I don't love myself enough. Learn the difference between that. I think with the right person, it won't feel as complicated. Well, it depends, right? Because that might have something to do with you too. Now, I agree. It's not as complicated with the right person. I do agree with that. But I would also say that, it won't, yeah, it definitely won't destroy you. If it's destroying you, if you keep getting placed to a point that you're like, why am I even in this? And that happens more times than it should. That if that happens a lot more than the good moments, then yeah, you need to really question what you're doing. Xavier, you are the best. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good to see y'all. I love y'all. Hey there. Hey. Let me get my mic. My mic. If your boyfriend has wandering eyes, does that mean he's not interested in you anymore? It means that he has wandering eyes. Some people still look, but they still want their person. I would say it's disrespectful behavior, but I wouldn't say that means he's done with you. You know, some people just like to look. I'm not condoning that behavior either. That can be really unhealthy. Is it green or red flag if you meet someone on the dating apps and they want to either FaceTime or meet up right away without having a few words exchanged on the app first? I think it depends. I think that it is. Here's what I think. I think giving someone, because if you're going to FaceTime someone, you have to give them your private information, right? So I would say if you have to give someone your private information that early in the game and they haven't even tried to talk to you a little bit, that's a red flag. Because it's like, why are you jumping so quickly to get my private information? Like, why can't you just have a little bit of a conversation first? That's a little weird, you know? You got to pass the preliminary test. I am not sure if what I want in the relationship, I continue with it. I mean, you can continue, but like I said, without direction, it's not going to really have it's more likely to not work. Relationships need direction, y'all. Because otherwise you're just going with the flow, which is fine, but going with the flow I think leaves you more susceptible to BS. Because we're not both working towards goals. We're just floating and anything could stop this train, right? So I would think about that. I would spend more time thinking about what it is I want out of this long term. Thank you, Ella. Thank you for the heart. Love you so much, Ella. Ella, you get major props for the heart. You need to have boundaries and values. Yep. Being new to dating and hating it. Any advice? Thank you for the rose, Ashley. I thought I found a really good guy who checked all the boxes, but I found out recently he isn't ready to commit. Walk away now, right? Well, let me ask you, why would you want to spend another day with someone that doesn't have the same goals as you? If he's saying, I'm willing to stay with you, but I'm not willing to commit, does that sound like the type of guy that you want to spend your life with? Does that sound like somebody you even want to spend the next 5 minutes with? Because every day that you spend with this person is taken away from the person that does want a future with you. Thank you, Tisha. Thank you, Tisha, for the rose. Y'all are just being so generous tonight. Tisha sent me a heart, too. Thank you for the heart and the rose. It'd be cool if these were, like, real and I could hold it. Thank you so much. How to know if they're cheating on you. So that's hard to know. Here's what I would say. If you know their patterns and they're predictable and they start changing their patterns, that's one way to know. Another way to know is if they're disrespecting you and they're showing no regard for what you need, if they're not prioritizing you or they're not concerned about you, they're not considerate. Those are some ways to know that this person, now they may not be cheating, but they're more likely to cheat. Narc X always makes me pay for things, made me go through abortion, and dumped me. I am scared for dating and marriage now. Well, I mean, I think the bigger question, first of all, I'm sorry that you had to go through that. That's traumatizing. But I would also say, what part of you agreed to go through this process? You know, because I can understand being scared. And being scared is a very real feeling because these people do exist. The other side to this is you can say no to these people, right? You don't have to listen to anything that they want. So maybe that's something to consider as we move forward, right? How do we become better at saying no to these kinds of people? Because no one should be able to tell you how to live your life if you don't agree with it. But if you want more help, by the way, if anyone wants to work with me one-on-one or you want to work with my private and exclusive group where I dive way deeper, Send me a DM right now with the hashtag word ready, and I will get back to you tonight. I will get back to you tonight. I will contact you and reach out to you directly about how we can get that done. Because I want to make sure, because we have a great setup this week. We have a class this week on Wednesday, and I want to make sure that you guys are in there. How to move on from someone you love one step at a time. Think about it this way. As long as it takes you to fall in love with them, it's going to take almost half to maybe a quarter of that amount of time to get over them. Give yourself grace and time, and let this be a little bit of a example, because protecting your heart is key. Protecting your heart is key. How to let a guy know you're interested. Ask him a lot of questions and ask him for his advice. Eventually, he'll pick up. What do you think women can meet a high-quality man? High-quality men and women are in environments that require them to work. So, morning fitness classes, right? Because if somebody probably gets up early, like let's say 6:30, 7 a.m., to go to a spin class or to go to a workout training session, there's boutique classes everywhere. They probably didn't drink the night before. There's places where people are hiking, people are doing running groups. I would say those are some of the prime places where you can meet people who are like-minded, who are about a little bit more than just going to a bar and drinking all night. These are people who probably want to better their health, who are looking to, have a better mindset, get endorphins the natural way. So what I would say is look in places that people are going that isn't all about drinking and losing my mind. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with those places, but I've seen more quality come out of there personally. So subjectively, that's what I would think would work. But you can meet high quality people everywhere, because honestly, high quality people depends more on your lens than anything. Because I can notice a high quality person in the worst environments because my lens has been straightened out. So the real question is, can you notice a high quality person? Because just going there isn't going to be enough. You can go to a high quality environment and meet a low quality person if you haven't worked on your lens, right? If you haven't broken those patterns that got you with the people you were with to even begin with. Are you broken in those patterns? Have you figured out why you ended up with the person you were with? And not just because of what they did, but have you thought about the stuff that you did that made you stick through this? And are you done with that part of yourself? Yeah, we think we can change their mind and we get stuck in chasing. Yeah, we get stuck in playing God. Because you can't change nobody. Literally, and here's the thing, whether you're religious or not, and like every scripture, it literally says, right? You have a right to live separate from me. You have the gift of free will. So for those of you that believe in God, even God says you can choose to say no. But somehow as humans, we got it into our minds where we're saying, oh, but I'll be the one to convince you. Like, bro, that doesn't work. You could try, but see, what's going to happen is that we get humbled every time. Your spirit is meant for so much more than trying to convince someone that doesn't want to be convinced. Thank you, Tisha. Your time is better well spent. Is better well spent in areas where people actually want to be better. Focus on those people. Because what's going to happen is, thank you so much, Michelle. Well, thank you so much, Michelle, for the hands. You're going to work so hard trying to convince someone that they need to be better that they're actually going to bring down your quality of life. When you put a rotten apple next to a regular apple, the rot gets on the apple. And somehow we think that we're impervious to it, right? Oh, if I date this person that I think is crazy, I can convince them to not be crazy because I see the good in them. After a while, you start to wonder why your mindset has changed. Why are you not as motivated? Why are you not as positive? Why do you start to feel not as happy or driven as you used to be? Because you dated a person that was a rotten apple. And can they change? Of course. But you need to ask yourself, how much time do you want to invest in this process? Because here's the reality of it. Correcting someone, there's a difference between correcting someone and supporting someone. And this is what people get wrong in relationships all the time. They want to correct someone, right? You correct children, you correct animals, you correct your patients, your clients, people like that. Your other half is your partner. When you take the journey of correcting them, then you better stick to it. You can't be like, oh, I'm going to correct you, but I want you to also be my equal. You can't do both. You can support them and say what you notice. They have to want to correct it, because otherwise they become rebellious. Then you got a real problem. You're supposed to challenge them, not correct them. So the reality is, a lot of us are doing this wrong. And what's interesting to me is that we've been doing it the same way for decades. All the way up to like our moms, our dads, grandparents. They've been saying this since the 1960s. Like, I'm going to change him. I'm going to change him. I'm going to change him. Now, granted, times were different, but that mentality has cascaded all the way down into our recent times. We're still doing the same things that our, people before us. You know what I mean? So this has always been the case. And I think that what we need to do is start changing up the method, right? Stop trying to change people. You either love them as they are or you don't. Now, if you say you want to love them as they are and you want them to grow into, I guess, a better mindset, you can support them. You can support them. But don't spend a lot of your time correcting them, because that'll cause a problem. That's normally where I see the problems come in. Abstinence for the first time since 16 is just now happening for me at 37. Okay. Do you want to be abstinent until you're married? Makes a ton, absolutely. Learning to say no for real, one of the hardest but most important steps. Exactly. Hey, Xavier. Hey, Katrina. Thanks for being there for girlies like us, Xavier. Absolutely. You know it's love. Such a good way to look at yourself in the world. What are important things to ask between first and second date? Between the first and second date, you really need to know what this person is looking for and where they're at in life. Like, are you looking for a wife? Are you looking for a marriage? Are you looking to just hang out? Do you want to live here? Do you want to live in Nova Scotia? Do you want to live in Iceland? Like, finding out where they're headed in the next 3 to 5 years, or where they'd like to be headed, would be the first thing. Also, if they're entertaining other people, that's something to figure out within the first and second date, right? Are you currently dating? Like, how's that going? Thank you so much for the heart. Thank you, Kiki. Thank you, Xavier. Yes. Maybe start your own club, like going to an art museum. And I have an exclusive group, but you have to sign up for it. You have to qualify. So if you want to join my exclusive group where I give all the details, and we got people in there that are professionals as well that will tell you stuff, go ahead and send me a DM with the hashtag word ready. And like I said, I will reach out to you tonight. So if you reach out to me tonight, I will reach back out to you tonight. But you have to DM me tonight, and you will get a direct message from me, because I want to move quick on this, right? Before the year's over. Do all men have that one woman who made them think differently? Here's the thing. I think that's per the person, right? That's per the person. Now, everybody has people that, I would say most people have had a person or two that have impacted them more than others. But I don't think that means that they carry credit to this point, right? Just because I may have loved someone dearly 5 years ago doesn't mean that now they're still relevant, right? Just because I experienced something with someone that was a major change in my life doesn't mean that they're still relevant or they still matter. So what I would say is, I'd like to think that people are impactful, not just in relationships, but in life as a whole. But that doesn't mean that they still carry credibility enough to say, that's it forever. You know what I mean? I think that people evolve, people move forward, and they find better connections that work for them where they're at in the moment. We draw people that we're an energy match to. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Now, here's the thing. I agree to an extent also, right? Like, I would say we don't always attract people that, because sometimes you can have a great energy and you'll attract someone that's totally different from you. And you'll be like, how the hell did I attract you? I don't think that it's always, oh, my energy is the same as yours. Sometimes you can't help who you attract, right? Sometimes people are attracted to you that are totally opposite. But here's what I do think. I think that who you choose to continue to entertain might have more in common with you than you think. Because how is it possible for you to get in a relationship with someone for months, if not years, and not have that much in common with them? There's something there that you guys are relating on. You might not want to admit it. And people hate to hear this because they're like, I have nothing in common with a narcissist. Really? Really? They want to change you to serve them. You want to change them to be a better person. You're both trying to change each other. The difference is your reasoning sounds a little bit better than theirs, society-wise, right? It's the more societal acceptable version, but you're both trying to change each other. I'm just saying. Why not give up? If a job is being bad to me and I have the means to find another job and I know I can perform a job somewhere else, I'm leaving. So when he do correct me, but is the way he does it controlling, is like my dad. Well, if you let him, if he's gotten away with it this long, then he's probably stuck in that habit. So you'll have to tell him that that's not the way you want it to go. But good luck, because yeah, that could open up a can of worms. Soon as you start saying no to some people, be ready, because they might be ready to break up. Realistically, can a friends with benefits relationship turn into more? It is already doomed since you skipped the preliminary steps towards a relationship. Good question. You sound like you're really smart. That's a smart question. I would say there's less of an incentive to get into a relationship because they got the main thing. If they're that type of person, because you got to think, not everybody that you're going into friends with benefits with is relationship material. So just because you caught feelings doesn't mean that they necessarily did too. So the bigger thing is to find out, what does it mean for them? Because if to them, they're just like, I just wanted to have fun. This was just cool. I got a little bit of a feeling for you, but it's nothing that makes me want to climb to the heavens with you. Then you'll just have to accept that. And also, if they just wanted that from you and nothing else, then why would you want to be with someone that completely objectifies you? There's so many questions that lead to why would you even want to try that? It does happen, and for some people, it even does work out. But there are forces working against it. So you got to ask yourself if it's worth it. The only way it can work is if both of you sit down and say, you know what? I respect you. I really like you. I want to take this to the next level. If one person is trying to convince the other person why it's a good idea, you're fighting an uphill battle and you're wasting your time. Thank you so much. Friends with benefits is a bad start. It's a risky start. It's a riskier start. See, nothing is so there's a lot of different dating situations that turn into relationships and marriages. So I can't sit here and say one is like definite over the other, because there's a lot of people that dated the right way and ended in divorce, right? So there's no one way trick pony about this, but there is a less riskier option so that you can at least get to that point and say, hey, I did everything I could, right? So it becomes more of a personal thing. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, but there's a less riskier way. I would say if you don't start off, because here's the problem with friends with benefits. Some people view friends with benefits as like whatever, right? But some people, when they sleep with people, they get emotionally charged from it. It's not a disconnect for everybody. Some people, they get all these chemical reactions in their brains. They get all these chemical reactions in their brains. And they can't function, normally after they sleep with someone, right? They don't have the same clarity. So, and for those of you that are more spiritual or religious, it could be like a soul tie, right? So that's it. For some people, sleeping with someone is just literally like a sport. As crazy as that is to hear, I've had tons of clients, and some people, they have no feeling towards it. They're like, "Ooh, that was fun." It's just like jumping rope. Like, huh? People are programmed differently. But what I would say is that it's riskier because your discernment could take a hit. So if you were trying to figure out if this person was bad for you, the discernment can go away. And now you can't tell if the person's bad. So think about it this way. When you drink, a lot of discernment goes out the window because alcohol is a depressant. It takes away your inhibitions. So you're more likely to say and do things that you wouldn't normally do if you didn't have alcohol, right? So alcohol actually made things a little bit more fun, but the consequence to that is you may entertain certain conversations you normally wouldn't because you don't have discernment. Without discernment, it's going to be really difficult to tell what you're actually doing and who you're actually doing it with. That's sometimes what happens to people when they sleep with someone. Hopefully that makes sense, but it's all about discernment. I've actually experimented with it myself. I've been to a bar where I've drank and I thought everybody was having a great time. Turns out, may not have been the case, but I didn't know because I was drinking. I've been to a bar when I was totally sober. I was like, I'm not drinking nothing tonight. I'm going to just go in here and just be sober the whole night. Not only did I notice how many people were not drinking, but I noticed the people that were drinking had no idea what was coming out of their mouths. They thought they were so cool. They thought that they were having the best time and everybody was their friend. And I'm like, do you know how you look right now? It's you lose that. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful out here. Discernment is where you might lose it. So that's why friends with benefits is risky. But some people get lucky. Some people do friends with benefits and it turns into a marriage. But I don't really hang my hat on those types of situations. I don't think of the exception as the way to go. I go with what I think is tried and proven for most of the people that I have worked with. And for most of the people I've worked with, what's worked a lot better is keeping a sober lens. No drinking, no sleeping with someone. Take a couple months, 2 to 3 months, 4 at the most. Find out who you're dealing with. Don't indulge in too many gratification behaviors. Don't be doing all that kissing. Calm down, y'all. Kissing is nice. I'm not gonna lie. I love a good kiss, but sometimes you gotta keep a lens on, right? Stay sharp. Trust me. If the person really is interested in a long-term person, they can hold off from 1 or 2 things. It's not a big deal. It'll be here. How to make them regret. Regret what? That's so vague. I feel like you got the whole answer typed out in your head. How did you type this much? She typed like a whole paragraph. I didn't even know you could type that much. Going out sober is awkward. But at the same time, it could be a lot of fun. I'm telling you, you got to try it. Try it for like a couple weekends, right? I'm telling you. It seems like it at first. Now, here's the thing. It also depends on the environment. If the environment is extremely, let's just be real. If it's low class, yeah, then it's going to be like you're in heathen town. But see, why are you there anyway looking for a husband? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to an environment like that, then and you're looking for a husband, then that's your first problem. Everyone talks about healing patterns after a lot of therapy. It is still abstract to me. Can you explain and give us an example? Is the same pattern always solved in the same way in different people? No, it's not. It's always different for everybody. Everybody has their own version of that. And see, therapy doesn't always fix your pattern. Therapy isn't always for that. Therapy is to help you realize what happened in the past and heal from it correctly, right? Heal your past. Coaching, which is what I do, is how you move forward. So you would come to someone like me more so on how to move forward. How do I get through this? How do I behave differently? What answers can you give me that'll be better for my journey moving forward? That's going to come from more of a coach, which is me. I don't follow the same rules as a therapist. I'm very straight up with you. I'm like, look, this is what you did. This is what you said. This doesn't align, so try this. We list out things, we practice, we talk about it. That's what coaches do. So it takes practice. You can't just say, okay, one day I'm healed and read all of these books and go to all of these therapists for years and be like, yes, I'm healed now. No, because these patterns are there not only because they might be learned, but also because that's how we've acted. All of our behaviors have been registered into our subconscious for years. So you're going to have to actively change the behaviors. But a lot of therapists can't just tell you what to do. A lot of them are told that they have to lead you to it. I tell you what to do. I got different rules. So that's what I'm saying. A therapist is more for understanding and stuff. I'm sure that there's therapists that can help you move forward. I'm sure they're not all cut from the same cloth. But with a coach is more likely where you would move forward. So that's what would help you change the patterns, is to be told what to do and how to make that better for yourself. I can now, not only will I tell you what to do, but I'll tell you what the results should be and what you should be looking for as signs. But you have to be willing to do it. That's where a lot of people mess up. Because I'll tell them, hey, this is what you're doing, do X, Y, and Z, and you're going to get this result. They do it for like a week, they get the result, and then they stop doing it because they want to do what they want to do. I'm in a relationship for 8 years due to I don't do what? He tried to punish me, I think, but it burned him back for 2 years. I didn't understand a word you said here, sweetie. Why can't we find an amazing and understanding man like you in our lives? Thank you so much. I have my flaws too, but I really appreciate that compliment. That's a great clarification between a therapist in general and coaching. I got you. I got you. I actually learned that when I got my certification. So you're blowing my mind. Just imagine what you would do, what you would learn if you joined my private group. This is just the surface, baby. We just scratching the surface. That is facts about the mutual attempts to change behavior, the difference in the person's intentions. Yep. I can only change me and have amen. I don't want to change any man. I want to be with someone who can encourage me to be the best version of me, and I wish to do the same. That is the right answer. That is the right answer. Does a guy need to call every day? Depends on the guy. Now, here's the thing. I don't think a guy needs to do that, but I think that some guys like to do that. Maybe that's his love language. Depends on the guy. So true. I done that, but no, his upset due to the fact I opened my third eye. Is mad, but you are correct. Okay. I have not engaged with a lot of things because I need my purpose partner. Thank you so much. Need to have that real talk and figure it out. So agree with you. Endorphin rush. Nowadays, people just look for sex and not a relationship. That's what I see often. But what I would also say is that if you're seeing that from a lot of people, you might have to change the environment, right? Because I would say not every environment provides that type of mindset. It's a mindset thing, right? I would say right now the world is more divided, but it's pros and cons to this, right? There are clear environments where you will meet people that just want to sleep around. That is not hard to find nowadays, right? There are environments where people just want to get to know you. And they just want to have fun, and they just want to do things like hiking, go to museums. They want to explore, right? They're not all about that. So I think it's about, where are you spending your time? What environments are you consistently in? Yes, I would like the one-on-one. Okay, go ahead for you. Vibrate higher for you. Go ahead and click send me a DM with the hashtag word ready, and I'll get to you after this. Anyone who wants to work with me, send me a DM with the hashtag word ready if you like what you heard today and you want to know how I can apply this to your personal life and your personal journey. I got 2 clients I can take for the rest of the year. So make sure you get it, because I can't take everybody. This is the last 2 for the year. Without even meaning to, sometimes happens because intimacy occurs. Okay. I agree. SEX, it's important to, but totally these days, instead of real talk, connection, real emotion are absent. You want to know a great way to keep guys away that just want to sleep with you? Be very upfront about what you're looking for. The best way to scare away people that are looking for something short-term and fun, you got to be straight up. And some of you are. I'm not saying that you aren't, right? I know a lot of you are, but be hard on that. Hey, I'm looking for marriage. You know what I'm saying? Be real about that. Let your first date go to church. You know what I'm saying? Your first date, let's go hiking. It doesn't have to be a drink at a bar. That's going to scare away some guys. They're going to be like, what the heck? I don't want to do all of that. I'm just looking to have fun. If a guy puts in that much effort just to sleep with you, that's wild. But you could weed them out. Let them know from the beginning. You know how many times I've been at a bar and then, it was a Saturday night, and I was like, man, I got to get out of here soon. And then the girl would ask me, well, where are you going? I was like, well, in the morning I got church. And she walked away. Because I'm like, no, I'm going to be straight up. We're not playing around here. Explanation, it makes sense. Got the blinders in on riding. I'm not doing any drinking or drugs. I would love groups that don't either. Absolutely. Don't really get feedback. Not always. No, not always. PDX. Better man in Texas. As I enter my 40s soon? Yes. The state doesn't always matter. What matters is which environment are you frequenting? Because I can tell you for a fact, I live in Virginia, right? I used to think, man, I cannot find a decent girl out here. No matter how hard I try, I can't find a decent girl. Man, maybe it's not in my state. But what I realized was that I was frequenting areas that those women don't exist. And on top of that, I was either frequenting areas that women who want marriage don't exist, or I was staying at home watching Netflix all night. I'm watching Netflix right now. That's not getting me anybody. That's not finding me a wife. You see what I'm saying? I didn't create the right lanes and opportunities for those women to show up. That was on me. Once I started to make changes to that, once I started to change my environment and how I spoke to people, I started to meet the right women who had the same mentality as me. Now, it doesn't guarantee that we're going to be compatible, but I met great women. We just weren't always compatible, but that doesn't mean that they weren't anything less than great for me. That could have been. You know what I mean? So quality, you've got to give out the energy that you want to receive. You got to frequent environments. You got to change your behaviors. If you're getting lit every Friday, Saturday night, and you're not even coherent, then how is it that you're going to attract someone that's going to be husband material? And vice versa, right? Like it goes both ways. You got to present the self that is future material. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't do those things and still meet someone like that, but you want to give off the energy that you want to see. January, I needed this then. It's better late than never. You are here. I got a tattoo of my ex and he dumped me because he made me go through. Can you get it removed? I never got a one-on-one. I sent a ready message a few months ago. Oh, okay. I will send you a DM. I'm taking a picture right now. I'll send you a DM right after this. What you said about the communication frequency, I've been guilty of pushing away good men because they were too incessant with the good morning and nothing else texts. Am I wrong? I don't get what you mean nothing else texts. You pushed away a good man because he said good morning? I guess I don't understand what was wrong with that. They'll put in that much effort to breathe the same air as you, only to try to make you take it from you in the end. Well, then you better make them breathe a lot. You better make them breathe a lot. They're going to have to do a lot of work. What's up, girl? I want a relationship so bad, but it's really hard for me because I'm currently going through some issues with my health. I had a stroke 25 years old, and it's been 5 years, and my ex-husband took and that's it. So, health issues, well, I mean, does it stop you from going out or anything? What is PDX? I forgot what that stands for. What should I do? Please advise, girly. I feel alone sometimes. You're going to need to join the private group because doing that here is not going to be a great help to you. If you want to send me a DM and join the private group, then we can have something going on. I just want to find a good man. Okay, you need to one-on-one. I'm 62. Where do I look now? Same places. How do you feel about dating younger? Like just good morning, no other words. Wait, so this person would say good morning to you and then say nothing else? Would you text him back like, what do you got going on today? And he would just ghost you? It's kind of weird. What's going on, Kim? What's up, gal? It seemed to me they thought just sending a basic hello was good enough to keep things flowing. Been super helpful knowing that I'm not the only one experiencing this. Yes, thank you. I'm so glad you're a part of the group. I'm so glad. See, that's the type of energy we got coming out of the group, y'all. It's always good energy in here. Should I combat those thoughts? You might need support. You might need support, or you can not get support. It's up to you. But all I know is when I'm going through something, I need support. I need people. That's why I'm going to be honest with y'all, and I know this might trigger some people. On social media, all I hear is people saying, I don't need nobody. I don't need nobody. I don't need it. I don't need it. And I get that. I don't agree with that. I need people. Because let me tell you something, the second I get emotional, I'm not thinking straight. I'm thinking straight right now and with everything I'm saying because I'm not emotional right now, right? But I get emotional just like anyone else. And when I get emotional, I need someone to help me bring me back to reality a little bit. We lean on people, right? We need people. We need people to buy stuff so that these businesses can grow, so that we can get our finances straight. We need people in stores. We need people in restaurants to cook the food. We need people to build these houses, right? Like, I think the saying that we don't need people is like kind of counterproductive because it's like, I don't know. So I know that's not going to be I guess, an accepted take, but I need people. I will say that for myself. And I need good people. I don't need bad people. I don't need bad people. I don't need them. Absolutely. Yeah, but what can you do when you don't have community is important. I agree. That's why I built a community. For stuff like this, for relationship problems, for dating problems, for when you feel doubtful of yourself, when you feel like things are not going in the right direction. That's why I built a community. Because we all help each other. We're getting each other through situations. There are people coming out of that group healed. Their pain goes from like a 10 to like a 4. I have reports coming out of there. So we are doing the work in here and we love doing it because not only is it healing to be on the receiving end, but then eventually you progress to the giving end. Because then, let's say a month or 2 or 3 goes by and you notice, wow, this group really helped me get to where I need to go. And it's still helping me. Someone else comes in and you're like, now I know how to help them. Now I can help them. And that's going to be healing for you because to me, one of the top ways to heal yourself is to help someone else. Don't just sit there in the quiet of your house and say, oh, I need to get over this. Sometimes putting some work into someone else who's going through it can be very healing for you. Hearing that thank you, I couldn't have done it without you. You made my life better. You provided value to me. It builds you up. It makes you feel like you're somebody, right? Because you help someone. I can provide those opportunities. That's why we built this. So if you want to be a part of this, go ahead, send me a DM with the hashtag word ready. Send a DM with the hashtag word ready right now to be a part of this. Don't just sit here. Be a part of the community. Because what's going to happen is this community is going to grow so big that we're only going to have people who are either healed or who are getting healed, right? And because here's the thing, you're never really 100% healed. Let me start there. We're always healing through something because there's always going to be mini breaks. But we have an opportunity where you can constantly get that resource. So even if you find the perfect person and you're in the right relationship, right? You're still going to have a place to be. There's still going to be a home for you. So that when something goes wrong or something goes right and you want to know how to be better, you got us. A place you can reach no matter what. Because I think that's what we all need. I think, honestly, what most people need nowadays is most people need a place where they can tap into. Regardless of your relationship or your marriage, having a place you can go to. Just feel what? Tisha, if I were you, I would call the hotline. There's a hotline. But as a coach, I have to highly recommend that you call the hotline. I can't say the word on here because I'll get banned, but the way that you are feeling is way too extreme. So I would highly suggest calling that hotline, please, because that is way too extreme. What you're feeling right now, it needs yes, 311. Thank you. Please, because we don't want you to go through that. We're here to support you, but you need to call that hotline like ASAP. Thank you. But what I would also say, it's a good idea to call that hotline just to get someone else's perspective, because even though even though I have a strong voice, which I appreciate that you telling me that, those people, they also can help. Get as much as you can. 988. See, look, we're already providing value here. Exactly. This is what the community is about. This is what we do. So when you join the community, there is help 24/7. And Kim is in here. She's actually a part of the community. She does a great job. She does a great job. I see you, Kim. I see you in there. Yes, I love this. Of course. I can't say what she said on Instagram, but you could probably understand without me saying it. Because if I say it online, I'll get banned. This is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, y'all. I have worked with several people that were in domestic abuse and domestic violence situations. I've helped some women have to go to a shelter and get away from their abusive husbands and their abusive boyfriends. I'd like to, just say that this is a moment to just respect all those people that are going through it, that are still going through it right now. You do not need to be going through that. That is not right. You do not deserve that. You are deserving of way more than that. And we are here to support. Because that's not right. And what sometimes domestic abusive partners will try to do is convince you that you do deserve that kind of treatment. I don't agree with that. I can't stand that. Oh man, this thing isn't working. What's going on, Special K? How you doing? Came into the right room. Good evening, y'all. Good evening. You are in the right place. This is always the right place. Stay a while. Yep, they also follow up in a few days. See, I like your energy. You should be part of the group. Supportive people, I want y'all a part of the group. I like that energy. It's good to hear that you're great. PDS, postprandial distress syndrome? Never even heard of that. What the heck is that? Now you're going to make me go to the Google. There's a name for everything. Postprandial distress syndrome. Let's see what that is. A type of functional dyspepsia? What the heck? A common gastrointestinal disorder that causes discomfort in the digestive tract. Why did you mention that? What causes it? I don't know what this has to do with the dating. Gastrointestinal. I thought it was some kind of like dating thing, but okay. Is that related to anxiety? Good question. Is it? These men have you feeling like the relationship issues are all your fault when you're only reacting to their actions. Yep, that's true, because they are children. They are children. I mean, think about how kids are. right? And you know, not every kid, but there's a lot of kids. They don't want to be in trouble. They don't want to take accountability for that. So yeah, some guys will do that because they're children. Only children don't want to take accountability. Adults say, "You got me. I'm wrong. I messed up. I'll be better. I won't do that again. You're right." Adults say, "You're right." Some people cause an upset stomach more than some. Yeah, I agree with that. Good night, Rhonda. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, y'all. Stress can affect the gut and digestive system. No, I agree with that. I just quit coffee today. I drank coffee for 2 weeks straight. I just quit it today. I have the worst headache, yo. I can't stand quitting coffee. Quitting coffee gives me the worst headache, man. Gosh, whatever they put in it, they need to stop. That stuff is crazy. I haven't felt this bad since I quit drinking Celsius. You ever drink Celsius for like a month or two and then stop? Your brain hurts. I didn't hear your advice from my earlier question. I don't remember your earlier question. I'm scrolling between several screens. You might have to repost it. Drink more water. Matcha tea can help a bit. Damn, Jinx. Drink more water? You know what? I don't drink enough water. I got this Karma, this probiotic water. I got water. It's yellow because it has vitamin C in it. It's not pee. I was like, man, that looks real yellow on here. That's weird. I'm about to be a meme tomorrow. How do you tell your boyfriend you have PTSD and me too on the coffee? You got to brew half calf. You just tell him. He's your boyfriend, right? Shouldn't you be able to just tell him? Apples give energy similar to caffeine? That's probably true. I'll try that. Back and forth off my ex due to trauma bond because I seek a high off the dopamine. I just left again and I feel bad. Well, here's the thing. You might also be addicted because dopamine can be very addicting. Why do you think that everything is geared towards dopamine? I mean, think about it this way. Alcohol is dopamine. Good food is dopamine. Sleeping with someone is dopamine. Netflix is dopamine. TikTok is dopamine. Everything is dopamine. So, yeah, you might be addicted to Homeboy. Not in a healthy way either. It's a bad addiction. Live on a Saturday. That's right, Lacey. We ain't at no bars. We in here. You know, I'm on husband time. Excuse me. I'm getting prepped, okay? For when the one comes around. So that she doesn't have to ask me, oh, do you like going to clubs every weekend? No. I'm at home getting it done. Getting it done. Shoot, I might even go to bed at 9 p.m. What time is it? I'm just playing. I'm not going to go to bed at 9. That's wild. On a Saturday? Come on now. Abstinent through these political times, ladies. Ha. In the house. In the house. You're not lying. In the house. We in the house. Yeah, we got business to take care of. There are people who need help. There are people that need services, right? And I want to make sure I'm here to service. Sounded crazy. What? Oh, great. Hold on. I'm still here. My camera changed. How do I fix this? Oops, didn't mean to do that. Do we remember that one video on the internet when the guy Oh my goodness. Hold on, there's something wrong here. Touch the screen. I'm not on my phone. I didn't even know I could share my screen. Share my screen to the world. Y'all trying to see what I look at? Hold on. I'm gonna fix it. It's not letting me. Yo, this is crazy. Why did that happen? Did it overheat? Hold on. That should not have happened. Oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna try this again. Okay. I think I fixed it. I fixed it. It's clearer than last time. She said, we see all your stuff. No, you don't. Why did my ex yell down the street to ask me how I've been and if I moved to his city when he has a GF? Because he thinks that you would answer. And your ex is crazy. Oh my freaking... All right, I'm going to end this live and I'm going to get back on.